it's 10:01 a.m.
Commissioner Tater.
Here.
Commissioner Gallagher.
I'm here.
Commissioner Buck. Here. There's quorum present.
As you wish, please stand for the pledge and invocation. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Clark.
Dear Lord, we thank you for all the gifts that you give us. We were reminded yesterday of the awesomeness of this world that you've created. And we know what tiny specks we are in it, but we still believe that you know we are here and you help us. We ask your help all this next week in things that we have to do and in the decisions that have to be made today. And all these things we ask in your Son's name, Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, we have the consent agenda on the board. It has been published. Motion?
Make a motion. We approve the consent.
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Okay, now, I have taken the liberty to move the order of the agenda around a little bit. And so the first thing I'd like to do is open the RFPs for healthcare.
Okay, are we gonna do the table items first, or?
No.
No, you're gonna order that and then go to the table items?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I want to get, because later in the meeting, we're gonna act on this, and we need all the time possible for people to study it.
Okay, do your consent first, or?
We did consent.
No, I mean the, table, if you
Okay, well, we'll
And then
move on to
we'll
the
put it-
table items. And, this is award bids for the floor cleaning machines. I have it down here. Brian has been very careful, helpful on this, and, Brian's sick today with the flu, but, Jason came in and helped me with this also. And he wants to buy these machines in this quantity for these buildings. And you see it, the total is 38,000 plus. And, motion, please.
I'll make a,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion that we award the bid for the floor cleaning machines for the maintenance department.
It's from Imperial Dade. I don't have that in big lettering, but
Imperial
Dade.
Date, there it is. And the, for the courthouse, Weber Road Facility, Jail, Road and Bridge, and morgue, in total of $38,008.89.
I'll second that.
Questions? Yes.
So I'm just gonna speak for the road and bridge. I'm sure we can facilitate that out of our budget, but that was not a budgeted item for us.
It's a maintenance item.
So maintenance is
bill.
paying for all of it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, any other, questions or comments? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's one table agenda item. The next is award bids for the fire panel for the courthouse and the annex, and along with new smoke detectors for the Weber Road facility. For Roberts Alarm Systems in that amount. Motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the award bid of $27,859 dollars for the alarm systems to the courthouse and Weber Road facility.
Okay, second?
I'll second that.
Now, Brian said this was not budgeted, it is a need, it is a need. And so he's going to move some budgeting figures around. He's not gonna put up the handrails at the courthouse that we had planned and use that money for this. So, any other questions? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Now, the third item is, we found out that that may have been under warranty, so we're gonna forego this for now until we find out. So, there will be no action on the emergency letter at this point. Now, go back to the bid opening.
Yes, and I apologize when that had to be gone off, so.
Okay,
Anyway, these are the two bids that we have.
Two bids.
And you can see that it was hermetically sealed. We got several copies here. And they're available if anybody is bidding on this and would like to come up and take pictures. Here's another bid. And their bid proposal. This one's from EMS Corrections Medical out of St. Louis. This is from Advanced Corrections Healthcare. So
Okay.
anybody wants to come forward?
now, if we act on this later in this meeting, which it's on the agenda to do, there has to be some review by some people before we can act on it. So how you gonna work that?
Well, I don't see it, unless you have to act on it today, I don't see how, because auditors should take a look at it, and the sheriff, who's not present.
Well,
But I thought they were the ones.
is there a time factor involved here? We have to use.
No, we have to do it timely, but, we've got to
So
have.
we'll
to
take
look
this
at it.
under advisement then.
I would. I would actually put it on table, and then hopefully we'll have recommendations for next week, and then they've already.
Table, we're required to act.
That's right, but we can
Okay.
always take it
Yes.
under advisement if you,
So
if
let's,
he's not ready. So, I mean, these are, I don't think it's a reasonable expectation to go through this lengthy a proposal
Right.
in 30 minutes.
I think it's too important a proposal to try to rush through.
Okay. Well, that is another agenda item, and we'll act on, Bridget.
I believe the advanced health care one that you have might be the one that they currently have a contract with that they cancel.
Okay, well, we'll review that, and we've got now another week to do that, so, okay.
Yeah, we
Now,
didn't even know who they were from until we opened them, so.
this agenda item is only for opening those bids. Later on, we'll talk about whether or not we approve them.
Okay.
Okay, so that part is done, we've done the bids. And general agenda now is award annual bids for the public administrator and the science part of the road and bridge. Is that all you guys want to approve? Okay. Motion.
Make a motion, we approve the, annual bids for the public administrator and the road and bridge.
For the signs.
Signs.
Second?
Second.
Questions? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you. Extension report, here we go. Finally got to you. And she gave us a. Yes.
I'm Kendra Graham. I'm Extension Engagement Specialist in St. Francis County, and I'm going to give a quarterly extension report of activities that we've done this past quarter, starting in January through April. And we have a couple of 4-H staff in our office, Janet Braun and Casey Amston, work in the county to do a lot of youth activities. One thing I want to highlight is Casey Amston was one of the several members of the STEM club leaders in the Farmington R7 School Board that received the Heartland Hero Award. That was done at the January 23rd school board meeting. And so big congratulations to Casey. There was 3 other recipients of that on her team, Josh Weibel, Brandon Kinsbeck, and Maddie Coleman. Janet is more of an administrative role with our 4-H program, and so she does a lot of trainings, supervisor trainings, does a lot of the training for our club leaders and so forth. But she did say that she is trying to get a grant proposal going to help our fairgrounds and help buildings. They're hoping to build a beef barn, and so helping to work with them to do that. As of right now, we have 70 youth that have weighed in steers or hogs that will exhibit at the county fair. And that doesn't include any of our small animals, which is coming up, and poultry and so forth. So just 70 in our larger animals, and we have a good group, and that continues to grow, especially on the small animal side. Casey and Janet teamed up and did a winter warm-up event in February, and they had 72 youth attend that program. Just kind of a get-together. They do crafts, they do some leadership training and so forth. Casey is working on a grant that basically puts together backpacks that will be checked out at the library related to STEM activities. And so she's going to have backpacks that are related to weather and computer programming and so forth. And that'll happen this summer, and so at the library, and not just in St. Francis County, and in other counties also, those kids can check out those backpacks and have activities in the summertime. So we're going to jump down to the livestock side of it. There is a Show Me Select heifer program. Producers work for a year raising and developing heifers. And then they mainly do it for their own operation, raising for their own farm, but they also market the extras that they have, And so on May 10th, we will have 115 head of heifers from producers around the area selling at Farmington Regional Stockyards. I also attended a emergency management 4-state program in Nebraska, and we looked at educating and preparing our extension offices on their role in disaster, and basically we're just kind of a communication and information source for a lot of people. We realize that we're not in the middle of the disaster. We are on either the front end or the back end, providing education. And with that, I am writing a kind of a guide sheet, a livestock disaster checklist to help people prepare for a disaster related to their livestock, and then after the fact, what documents they need to record in order to maybe get assistance later on. Katie Kamler is our horticulture specialist, and she does answer so many questions. It's amazing. If you want to see the list of questions she answers, she gives a meticulous records and keeps a list every month, and it ranges from moles to pollinating to insects, beekeeping, tree recovery, or trying to diagnose diseases and so forth. So she's a very, I don't know, full of information. It's amazing the stuff that she can either answer or come across and find that answer. And last but not least, our nutrition associate is Alyssa. And Alyssa Boyer goes into our schools quite a bit and does programming, as you can see. She also goes to the food pantries, and she's reached over 3,500 people in the last 3 months. So a lot of pre-K and kindergarten nutrition education. So she has some stories to tell. Any questions?
Did you say you're gonna build a beef barn?
They're building a beef barn at the fairgrounds,
Okay.
yes.
And how would that be different from the barn you have? With more space or?
So they're gonna tear down, I don't know if they're tearing down all of it or just a portion of the beef barn out there now.
Okay,
It's,
a replacement.
yep, the roof is starting to fall off, and some of those areas, the kids have to duck
Okay.
to walk through it, and so adults really do hit their heads.
Okay. Tell me more about the backpacks. What's in?
So, and Casey has this list, and so we're working on developing the stuff that goes in it. I had mentioned she's doing one related to weather. Basically the kids.
Oh, they'll alike.
Yep.
Okay.
No, she'll have several related to several backpacks, so 3 or 4 at each library related to the same subject. And then she has one that they program what they call spheros. Basically, they're little balls to help them move through a obstacle course via computer program. And like I said, those are the 2 main ones that I remember. She has a big list. I'm hoping to have like 3 different backpacks in each type of area, and I think she's looking at 7 different areas.
Are these school libraries you talking about?
Yeah. Public libraries.
Public libraries?
Yes.
Okay, and you said check them out. Who checks them out and how?
The libraries are working, basically they check it out like they do a book.
Okay.
And then they let us know when they need supplies refilled, and we go and refill those.
So they would bring it back?
Yes.
It's not a permanent gift?
Nope, they check it out for a week, do the activities, bring the backpack back, we replenish the supplies, and the next child can check it out.
Any other questions?
Are they doing any selling something on this Saturday? Are they having a fundraiser or something, or is that something else?
I am not sure, I know they have,
4-H were doing
I
that
believe they
stuff.
have sheep and goat weigh-in this weekend.
Okay, alright. I just wondered.
Any other questions? Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. Doing good work.
That's awesome.
Permission to bid for the jail. It says glazing, I put the word in glass, I guess that's what we're talking about. And cooler and freezers. Motion to permit this bid to go process to start?
I'll make a motion that we do permission to bid at the jail. This will be actually the broken glass inside the jail, and then the cooler freezer, a new cooler freezer down in the kitchen. We've been having problems with it, and right now it's working good in Dan, but it's really on the update on the jail, the glass. We have, I think, I'm not sure, but there's probably around 80 glass broke. We have actually Brian will be doing the work, I think, replacing the glass.
Yes.
So we're just, we're really just bidding the glass out, and Brian will be doing the work replacing them, and that will save us quite a bit of money with Brian doing it, or maintenance doing the glass and the freezer. This will be a new, actually, the freezer and the cooler are attached together, and at the jail right now, the cooler is a little bigger than the freezer, but when we bid this package out, we kind of separate them in the middle where they're equal, so this will be a new cooler and freezer that we're bidding.
Can the local glass people supply this glass?
No.
Why?
It's high security glass.
High strength, how about thick?
It's really thick, and I don't know exactly how thick, probably 1.5 to 2 inches. And it's high security shatterproof glass.
Now, back in the old Gunsmoke days, you had cell bars, and you did this. You don't do that anymore? Is it all glass?
We don't do that anymore on the windows.
Okay. Why? So I can't spin on it?
It's all glass. You can't pass things through from the outside in. You can't sneak a gun in, put the sheriff in the cell and leave, go right away on your artery.
If this glass is that strong and that thick, how does it get broken?
Well, it gets shattered. It's not broke through,
Yeah.
but a lot of it is shattered and broke through. Inmates have nothing else to do sometimes.
Now I know a lot more than I did. Okay.
Mr. Commissioner, that was a pretty long motion. I'm assuming the first line was the motion.
Yeah, just permission to bid for the glazing,
Not
glass,
second and that.
and freezer.
Yeah, is this money coming from some, where's it gonna come?
ARPA funds.
It's ARPA funded.
All right, so
Oh,
that's part
wait a
of
minute,
it.
Bridget.
Is this part of the CMAR contract with Brock Miller?
Yes,
Okay, so then are they doing the bid?
Yes.
Putting everything in?
they're doing the
The
bid,
paper?
and we are gonna run it in the paper. We've already got it, Linda's got it. We'll be running it through the paper, and Brock Miller's handling the bid.
Okay,
This is the last, Bridget, of what we were talking about
okay.
on the jail.
All right, so it'd be ARPA funds.
Yes.
And it needs to say that it's under the CMAR contract with Brock Miller.
Okay.
So to re-clarify your motion, you're moving to pass this with funding and under that contract, correct?
Yes.
CMAR.
It will be under the CMR with Brock Miller, and it will be ARPA funded through, and the CMAR is handling the bidding process.
Motion.
Okay.
And I second that.
Okay, questions? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, a pre-bid meeting, this is an announcement. John?
Yeah, there's no action to be taken on this, I just wanted to record in the meeting, in the minutes. Pre-bid meeting for the Berry Road project will be April 19th at 11 o'clock at the bridge site.
Berry
Yeah.
Road or Berry Bridge?
Berry Road at the Berry Bridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a certain side we're going to?
I do not know the exact location yet, that will be determined by Smith and Company, and that'll be weather dependent. If it's pouring down rain, they may decide to hold it somewhere else that day. Like I said, this is a pre-bid meeting, not to be confused with a pre-construction meeting, which will come afterwards, once a bidder has been awarded.
But we're talking about the bridge construction.
That's correct,
That's
yes,
all I want to make sure.
yes. There will be some road improvements as well, so.
Hub's Pub does not qualify as a meeting site.
It may,
Well, why not?
depends on,
We're not having drinks.
so,
But it
like I
is taking
said,
up the
there's no
house.
action, I just wanted to record it in the.
And don't
And
We
we
got a
have,
nice meeting area back there.
we'll have to know what side of the bridge it's on, because now it's either a short swim or a long drive if you show up the wrong side of the bridge, so.
Are the commissioners gonna be present then?
Can be.
It can be,
I will leave.
anybody
I
can.
hope to be.
I know,
Be
legally,
present,
if
but-
they are present, that we need to post it outside, just, it's totally fine. But I'm just reminding them, anytime they have three there and you're discussing something, all we got to do
Well,
is
that's
post
if
it.
more than one show up, so we could have a fist fight to decide who goes. And we're.
Yeah, one of you's going, that's fine,
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
telling you,
I would have
before the
fights.
thing, I have to have 24 hours if you're all gonna be there.
Jeremy from Smith and Company will be running the meeting, and this is just for potential bidders. So if we have a bunch of public there, it may lengthen the meeting,
Yes.
that doesn't need to happen. Right. It's for potential bidders.
Okay. This is an announcement, no action required, so thank you. Approved contract with Jokers.
Right, I believe you guys had received a contract last week for Joker's paving on the Feezer Road project. We had spoke with Adam from Cochran Engineering. He was just waiting on some documentation. Now we do have a contract and we would like to approve that. Total is $543,062.20.
Okay, I see the poster in place out there to be installed, but they're not up yet. The poles.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, we had some storm damage come through over the last 2 weeks that Amber's been working on,
okay.
so
And this was low bid.
this was a little bit.
Okay. And, funding,
Road and Bridge,
okay, budget,
budgeted.
okay. Motion,
I'll make a motion that we approve the contract with Joker's Paving for Feezer Road project at $543,062.20. It will be funded by Road and Bridge, and also this come in under, when we bid this come in under what the projected cost was.
Well, was that original projected cost with Cochran's engineering cost included? Because when you take the 543, the money spent on relocating poles and the engineering cost, we are close to the 800,000.
Yeah.
So this is just for construction cost alone. Not to mention, Road and Bridge built the
Right.
bridge
Yes.
that dramatically reduced this cost.
okay.
Well, and this also was a beam bridge too, not a
Box culvert structure. We just need to make sure that the auditor's office does have a signed copy of this contract.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll second that.
second motion, do I have any questions? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Commissioner?
Yes.
The sheriff's present now. You might want to find out what the time sensitivity is to the bids for the healthcare.
It's very sensitive right now because our contract is up to the 15th. So it's gonna be tight.
Okay, so, you and,
Well, I have that as
The auditor.
another agenda item coming up.
right, but we can't review the 30 pages.
Okay.
We can take.
But my question is, do you need it done before next Tuesday, or is that sufficient time, or do you need a special meeting sometime later this week after you all have had a chance to review it?
I think next Tuesday we'll make it till then.
There you go. Get that on the table.
I think it'll be better that way.
When it comes up.
Well, when that comes up, then we'll table it at that point. Okay, got that? Okay, okay, here's that situation now, so we will table this and, act on it next week, after it's been reviewed in all cases. Okay, next meeting will be Tuesday the 16th, which is one day after that deadline. So we hopefully will get that done. So there you go, there's your announcement. Now, sales tax report, we're up 7.84% for April's, report. So it's back in the trend that we hoped for. And, Prop P is at, 257,000 plus for the month of April, or for that report. And I show on there that we're a third of the way through the year, but we're over 43% of the last year's total, so it's growing well. And in its entirety, it's been transferred to the sheriff's department.
I would like to see, I know it's probably hard to do, what our last 3 or 4 days have been in our county. If you guys have noticed, as
Yeah.
Kevin said, he went, you know,
Saw a
go
lot
for
of out-of-state
breakfast
taxis.
and
Yeah.
didn't know anybody that was in that restaurant. And it's like, that's unusual for,
Yeah.
you know, us to go anywhere and not know somebody in that restaurant, so.
Yesterday, I
a
saw
lot of
license
out of-
plates from everywhere.
all over.
Yeah.
So-
One of the people were from,
You said
Minnesota, and then the one that had, lunch next to us were from Omaha.
Yeah.
That had come down for us.
Well, that's
They're
because
all
of
small.
quality of the food.
All you gotta do is, the factory diners world renowned, 5-star, something like that. The crowd on Highway 67, coming down and going home, it was bumper to bumper all the way, to Festus last night.
Gas stations were running out of gas and.
Were they really?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
Anyway, I just thought I'd like to see that, but I don't guess there's.
If you could work out an eclipse each year, we will come to the festival.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I've got an item coming up that helps me with that.
Well, okay.
Okay. Now, that's Prop P, now the marijuana. Why do they call that adult marijuana? I still don't know
I
that.
love to sell the child stuff, yeah.
Yes, it's written on the ballot, and certain diseases that children have are treated with the same, but it's not taxed, because part of that was that if they're gonna prescribe it for certain, because before this, a lot of people were going, I remember I was up there in Colorado and getting prescriptions, but then when they took it back here, it was technically illegal, but when they sell it for that purpose to children, it's not, they're not taxed.
So now I know a little bit more about it.
The tax is different for recreational than it is for medical use.
Okay.
Different tax bracket.
Okay, there's that report. Other business, correspondence,
Yeah.
public comments, departmental reports. Yes.
Last week, we had the election, this will be real short. We had a little bit less than 10% turnout because there was a couple very hotly contested city races and school board races. I want to thank Valencia and Jackie and Emily over at our office, because we had it, the final results in within about an hour, 10 minutes, and everything was certified last Friday, and all of our poll workers, we're gonna need about 40 more poll workers for August and November. We were on a bear, but then in 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, we had 10 cancellations, and so we had to backfill, and so it used all of our available poll workers. We're gonna need about 40 more than that. And I remind you, guys have been good enough that any of our workers that have excess vacation time, you're letting them take it off if they want to work the polls, which we appreciate. We had several, we've had guys from Road and Bridge, we've had a couple this time from the Sheriff's Department that had the time to take off, and that way they got paid, and it helped us out. And it also lowered our average age of a poll worker about 10 years.
And you're always on a Tuesday, so we can't work on that.
No, but we have some other departments I've talked to that, and if they're here, if they want to do that, that would be very helpful, because it's very tough getting poll workers.
Okay, any other departmental reports? Yes.
Mike Sumter, Parks Department Superintendent. We opened up Owl Creek yesterday to the public. We had a pretty good turnout, probably even a little bit better than what we had hoped for. We got to talk to quite a few people and tell them what we're doing with the area and where it's going in the future. Overall, we had pretty nice weather. Everyone behaved. Everyone was, they come out, was respectful and took care. We even had some people picking up some trash that was found around. And overall, it was a pretty good turnout.
Even Laura behaved herself?
Yep, she was there early and she had her family with her, so she had no choice. Yep. Pretty good.
You did a great job.
Who are you and what'd you do with Laura?
Yeah, thank you for that, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
You guys did a great job.
Any other departmental reports? Okay, this next item is entirely self-serving. I have for sale a pair of soda glasses, cheap. And if you respond quickly, I'll give free shipping for it. So if you want to come up and look at them, here they are. So don't rush the table when, but anyway, just thought I'd offer that.
Might as well get ahead of 20 years.
What are you gonna do when he comes back and you don't have glasses?
Well, I hope I can lay out another $2.98 for them. Okay, so anyway, I don't see any rush and hands are going up. So
I think
anyway.
there's a program going around that you can donate those to children in South America,
There you go.
Venezuela.
Yeah.
That's where the next.
So what's the freight to ship them down there?
I would imagine there's some agency collecting them.
Mr. Kreitz, I think you had on your website.
Yeah, that's, I have it on my website of how to contact it. I don't know the exact cost, but yeah, it's,
For these?
yeah, it's in.
Really?
They were sending down there.
They're getting together because the next total eclipse will be in some areas that are impoverished, and they're afraid that the one that's in Venezuela and the one that's gonna go across Africa in the next couple of years, that the children will mistakenly look up. We're gonna try to do it without the classes, so they'd like to provide those areas.
So if I don't get a rush for these after the meeting, then I'll consider that. Okay. Yeah, Dan?
I just, some information, something we did in 2017, we had to get all, people from my office went outside and watched it. We weren't off that day like we were this time, thank you. But when we got done, we all signed them, made a letter of what they were for, and they're hid in the construction of the jail. Someday somebody will find that envelope and
That's awesome.
find it. That's just something you can do.
Okay. All right, any other departmental reports?
I make a motion we adjourn.
Second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.